Soul contracts between parents and children, the sacred bonds of growth. Welcome to the Sacred Karma Podcast. I'm Vicky, your friend, philosopher, and guide. Today, we'll step into one of the most sacred and often the most misunderstood relationships of all, the soul contract between parents and children. We often think a parent child relationship begins at birth with that first cry, that first touch. But from a spiritual perspective, the story began long before that moment. Before a soul takes its first breath, it chooses its teachers and calls them mother and father. The pre-birth agreement. In the quiet stillness before incarnation, every soul makes its choices. The lessons it wants to learn, the challenges it's ready to face, the people it will meet. And somewhere in that timeless space, your soul and your parents' souls found each other. Perhaps you chose each other for love, perhaps for healing, or perhaps to break a long, difficult pattern that had followed your family for generations. Whatever the reason, it wasn't random, it was divine orchestration, a sacred agreement written in energy, not ink. The hidden lessons. When you look at family only through a human lens, you see differences, misunderstandings, even pain. But when you look through the eyes of the soul, you begin to see purpose. The child who challenges you, who pushes every boundary, might be teaching you patience, empathy, and surrender. The parent who seemed distant or demanding might have been showing you the power of self-belief, of standing in your truth. Every dynamic carries meaning. Every emotion, from love to frustration, is a doorway to awareness. The home is not just where we grow up. It's the first classroom of the soul. The illusion of control. As parents, we believe we shape our children. We guide, protect, and sometimes worry as though we hold the blueprint of their destiny. But here's a humbling truth. We are not the designers. We are the guardians. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through us, but they belong to life itself. And the moment we stop trying to own them, love begins to flow freely again. Real parenting isn't about control, it's about trust. It's standing beside your child, not in front of them. It's asking, who did this soul come here to become, and how can I help them on their path? Breaking generational karma. Every family carries patterns, emotional stories that echo across time. Maybe it's anger, silence, guilt, or fear. And then one child arrives who refuses to carry it forward. That child questions everything. They won't accept, that's just how it's always been. They disrupt. They resist. They awaken. And though it may cause tension, that's their sacred task, to break the karmic loop and set the lineage free. Healing rarely looks calm. Sometimes it looks like rebellion. But rebellion with awareness is not defiance, it's evolution. When roles reverse. Sometimes the contract shifts, the child becomes the teacher, and the parent becomes the learner. A child's sensitivity, illness, or even their silence can awaken compassion in ways nothing else can. A few years with such a child can change a parent more than decades of spiritual study. And sometimes a soul comes for only a short time, a few months, a few years, but their presence ignites a lifetime of awakening. That too is a fulfilled contract. The power of forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about forgetting what happened. It's about understanding why it happened. It's recognizing that every experience, even the painful ones, served a higher purpose. When you see that your parents were also souls trying to learn, trying to heal their own wounds, your heart begins to soften. And as a parent, When you understand that your child's resistance or distance is part of their soul's work, you stop taking it personally. Forgiveness doesn't rewrite the past, it transforms how the past lives within you. It turns resentment into wisdom. And when that happens, healing flows both backward and forward through generations. A father's reflection. As a father, I've lived this truth. Even if our children go far, build their own lives, and form new bonds, there remains a sacred invisible thread that ties us together. I've never wanted repayment, only growth. A parent's true joy isn't in gratitude or success, it's in watching their child awaken to their own power. That's love in its purest form, silent, selfless, unconditional. And to my own children, if they ever listen, you are my greatest teachers. You've shown me how love can expand beyond definition, beyond fear, beyond expectation. Completion and continuity. Every soul contract has its season. Children grow, parents age, life shifts, but the bond doesn't end. It only changes form. Even when a parent is gone, their energy lingers in your values, your laughter, your silence, and even when a child moves far away, their essence remains in your thoughts, your prayers, your heart. Love never disappears, it simply evolves. The invitation. So today, I invite you to look at your own family with new eyes. If you're a parent, ask, what lesson did my child come to teach me? If you're a child, ask, what did my parents' souls come to awaken in me? You don't need to find all the answers today. Just hold the question gently and let love do the rest. Because when awareness enters a relationship, even pain begins to heal. And that's how generations transform. One conscious breath, one act of forgiveness, one honest moment at a time. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the Sacred Karma Podcast. Remember, family is not just where you come from, it's where your soul remembers who you are. This is Vicky, signing off with love, grace, and peace, reminding you that love doesn't end when life does. It changes shape, but never its essence. Until next time, honor your sacred bonds. Live with awareness, and let every relationship become the classroom of your soul.